Back to the main text and the explanation of Shaykh Fawzan, Hafidhullah. Imam al-Barbahari, rahimahullah, he brings a further point, page 53 here, point number 105. He's saying, rahimahullah, وَأْلَمْ رحمك الله أن من قال في دين الله برأيه وقياسه وتأويله من غير حجة من السنة والجماعة فقد قال على الله ما لا يعلم ومن قال على الله ما لا يعلم فهو من المتكلفين. He's saying, rahimahullah, and know, may Allah have mercy upon you, that whoever speaks about the religion of Allah with his own opinion, with analogy, and with his own misinterpretation, without a proof from the Sunnah and the Jama'ah, then he has spoken about Allah that which he does not know. And whoever says about Allah that which he does not have knowledge of, then he is one of those who have overstepped the limits. Shaykh Fawzan, Hafidhullah, said, he said, وَأْلَمْ رَحِمَكَ اللَّهِ, and know, may Allah have mercy upon you. Shaykh said, every sentence which he begins with his saying, i'lam, and know, is in order to draw one's attention, because it is something important. He said, he's saying, من قال في دين الله برأيه وقياسه وتأويله من غير حجة من السنة والجماعة فقد قال على الله ما لا يعلم. Whoever says about the religion of Allah something from his opinion and his analogy and his own interpretation, without a proof from the Sunnah and the Jama'ah, then he has said about Allah that which he does not know. He said about Allah that which he does not have knowledge of. Shaykh Fawzan said, فَالدِّينُ لَيْسَ بِالرَّأِي. So the religion is not in accordance with opinion. The religion is just ittiba, in accordance with following the evidence. The religion is not based upon opinion, nor upon analogy, qiyas. Then the Shaykh said, and what is meant here is al-qiyas al-fasid. It's not based upon corrupt analogy. He's not referring to correct analogy. So the religion is not based upon ra'i, upon opinion, nor upon people's analogies, nor upon people's ideas. Rather, it is just the revelation that was sent down to the Prophet who was sent. This is the religion. He said, he's saying, وَقِيَاسِهِ, one who speaks about the religion based upon his analogy, his own analogy, qiyas. Again, Shaykh Fawzan said, what is meant is al-qiyas al-batil, means false analogy. As for correct analogy, which is built upon an illah, a sound underlying reason, then this is from the fundamental evidences. Because the evidences are al-kitab, wal-sunnah, wal-ijma' wal-qiyas al-sahih al-mabni al-illah al-sahihah kal-mansus alayha aw al-mustanbata. The Shaykh said, because the evidences are the book and the sunnah and the consensus and correct analogy, which is based upon a sound underlying reason, which is either textually stated directly in text, or deduced from text. He said, because an illah, the underlying reason for ruling, is of two kinds. The first is illatun mansusa, a reason that is stated in text directly. And the second reason for ruling is illatun mustanbata, a reason that has been deduced. And the scholars have deduced it from different texts, but this is the actual reason for this ruling here. So the first is one that's directly stated in the text, and the second is that which the scholars have deduced and understood from texts. He said, he's saying, وَتَأْوِيلِهِ, nor is it based on the person's interpretation. Shaykh said, what is meant by at-ta'wil, interpretation, is to shift the wording away from what is apparent from it, without any proof for doing so. And this is blameworthy ta'wil. This is blameworthy misinterpretation. In taking the wording of a text and taking its meaning, taking it away from what's apparent to a meaning that's away from that, without a proof for doing so. This is, as the Shaykh said, this is blameworthy interpretation, blameworthy misinterpretation. He said, he's saying, وَمَنْ قَالَ عَلَى اللَّهِ مَا لَا يَعْلَمُ فَهُوَ مِنَ الْمُتَكَلِّفِينَ. And whoever speaks about Allah that which he does not have knowledge of, then he is one of those who has overstepped the limits, gone beyond the bounds. Shaykh Fawzan said, at-takalluf is to speak about the religion without a proof. Without a proof. And that's where Shaykh Fawzan ends explanation of that point. And just very briefly to mention something from the explanation of Shaykh Ahmad al-Najmi on this point, rahimahullah, and he said, I say, Allah the Mighty and Majestic has rebuked, has blamed and spoken against speaking about Him without knowledge, and He has made it equal to shirk, committing shirk. He's made speaking about Him without knowledge, He has made it equal to committing shirk along with Allah the Mighty and Majestic. Allah the Most High said, قُلْ إِنَّمَا حَرَّمَ رَبِّيَ الْفَوَاحِشَ مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا وَمَا بَطَنَ وَالْإِثْمَ وَالْبَغْيَ بِغَيْرِ الْحَقِّ وأن تشركوا بالله ما لم ينزل به سلطانا وأن تقولوا على الله ما لا تعلمون. Surah Al-A'raf, the 7th Surah, Ayah 33. With the explanation, say, my Lord has made forbidden immoral acts, immoral and sinful acts, whatever is apparent from them and whatever is hidden, and committing sin and transgression against people's rights without right, and that you associate along with Allah that which He did not send any proof down for, and that you speak about Allah that which you do not have knowledge of. Shaykh Ahmad said, so speaking about Allah is to speak about His book without knowledge, and to speak about His legislation without knowledge. This is haram, this is forbidden. So it is not permissible to speak about the legislation except for those who are bearers, those people who carry and bear the legislation, those who know the Book of Allah, and those who know the proof for each question from the questions of the legislation.